Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. I hope you're having a good day. In this video, I want to address the three how questions related to crosstab tables. Specifically, how are they read, how are they interpreted, and how are they discussed? Now, if we go back to this page that we've already used a couple of times, and I want to reiterate, if you have been to UCLA's Institute for Digital Research and Education, not a bad place to go if you're learning how to use SPSS. They have a table that shows anxiety by tension cross-tabulation. But if we come down to the bottom, they do a really good job of explaining how to read them, how to interpret them, and then how to start thinking in terms of discussing. So what they did was, here they are just showing, this is the row percentage. And if we come up here, here's the 1. Oops, let's do that again. Here's the 1. It says this is the row percentage out of the 26 who are low anxiety, 5 are low tension. So 5 divided by 26 is 19.2%. This is how we read a crosstab table. We start with this value right here, top left-hand corner, row 1, column 1, row 1, column 1. Then we go to row 2, I apologize, row 1, column 2. Then we go to row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2. That's how we read it, left to right, top to bottom. It's that simple. Now, how do we interpret it? Okay, that's another good question. The reality is what we do is we do the same thing in terms of reading. We do the same thing when we come to interpretation. We go row, column, total. So I would go 5 divided by 26, that's my row, and I would interpret it that way. I'd say 5 out of the 26 have of low anxiety, also have low tension. And then I would say 5 out of the 20 who have low tension, low anxiety. And then I would say 5 of the 48 have both low tension and low anxiety. I want to read it interpret it in terms of the rows, interpret it in terms of the columns, and then interpret it in terms of the total. That's how I always do it. How do I discuss a crosstabs table? Okay. I discuss crosstab tables in relationship to the association between the two variables. That's how I typically want to discuss it. Why? Well, noticing that 5 out of 26, 5 of the 26 people with low anxiety also have low tension, hey, that's an interesting point, but is that something up for discussion? What I'd really rather talk about is the fact that 5 of the individuals who have low tension and low anxiety, the 48, 10%, that's what I want to discuss. I want to talk about how 10% of the people that I looked at had both low anxiety, low tension. I want to discuss that. I want to discuss the fact that that is the smallest percentage. There's 10.4. There is 43.8, 31.3, and 14.6. So of the 48% participants in this study, the smallest percentage had both low tension and low anxiety. That's what I want to discuss, because I may be looking at this model in terms of, is there a relationship between the two? It has to be driven by the question. It can't be driven by the numbers. And I happen to know in this article they were looking, is there a relationship between anxiety and tension? When we build a crosstab tables, it has to be because I'm asking a question about the relationship between two categorical variables. Always, always, always. When I get to the discussion, that's what I want to discuss, the relationship between these two variables. Hope this video has answered some of your questions. Hope it's raised some questions in terms of crosstabs. If it has, please let us know. Otherwise, I hope you have a good day.